Okay, good evening. Welcome to this special called meeting of the Summersville City Council on this third day of January 2022. Relatively short public agenda tonight, and then we'll move immediately into executive session. And so the only thing I really wanted to do in the public part of tonight's meeting is I wanted to just kind of make a comment and address the mishap that we had that broke out on Christmas Day. We are so fortunate to have ordinary individuals, both men and women, who find strength and courage to protect our community. Regardless of the unknown challenges they face and the sacrifices they make with their families for ours, folks, I'm talking about the firefighters and the first responders that were toned out early Christmas morning. It's incredible. They came from near and far. I mean, it's unbelievable when you really get a rundown of who all and how far they came from to help respond to that tire disposal fire that we had here just outside of city limits here in the county. So I just want, on behalf of the city, I want to thank them. It's unfortunate when those kind of things happen at the time of year that they happen. They're unfortunate to happen any time, but especially when they happen when we want them to be able to gather and spend time with their families like we did ours. So I can't say enough about the men and women, our first responders and firefighters that responded to that fire, and I thank them for what they do each and every day. I also want to highlight, I would be remiss if I didn't thank all of the individuals, churches, and organizations in our community that followed in right behind them to support them to make sure that they had the needs, the needed resources and supplies, to continue to do what they were doing, fighting the fire. I just say, and I repeat this constantly, we are blessed with a community full of people who are willing to give, and give. So for that, I say on behalf of the city, on behalf of this body, this governing body, I thank all of those individuals. Just a little note, there's a lot to be sorted out. There was a lot of resources exhausted on that situation. Looks like what we're going to try to do is do a collaborative effort through the county in trying to go back after the financial means to replenish some of the resources that were expended in that fire. Ultimately, as you all probably know, both the EAP and the DEP were called into action. As a matter of fact, at the end of the day, the DEP finally told everybody they could go and they would handle it from here. I also give major kudos to the Office of Emergency Services here in Nicholas County. Did a wonderful job with our new director and how he handled and managed the coordination and logistics of such a catastrophe. One of the things that people continually reached out to me about was the air quality or concerns about the contamination. I can assure you that no fire like that's good from an environmental standpoint, considering what's burning. But I was constantly reassured by the Office of Emergency Services and our county commission that were in direct contact on the scene with DEP and the EPA, that they were regularly testing, and although it's not good, but it was not harmful from the standpoint of, to breathe and for our areas. So anyway, that's all I wanted to do under public, under the mayor's report tonight, is just address that effort. And again, that's time that they took away from their families that they'll never get back. And I just say to people that I don't think too often we realize the sacrifices that those volunteers make to protect and serve their community. So for that, we're grateful for it. So with that, that's all I really have for the mayor's report and an update of current issues. And at this time, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session by authority of West Virginia Code for legal purposes, personnel matters, or deliberative matters, so by state statute.
Before that, I would like to say that we did have a water break on on Christmas Eve, down in my section of the city, and those folks came out, I mean, right off the bat, spent 2 or 3 hours down there and got that situation corrected and on Christmas Eve, and
Yep.
God bless them.
Yep,
They did
yep.
a good job.
Again, that's our utility crew out on Christmas Day. Chuck was telling me, he called me and told me that as soon as he noticed there was a little disturbance in his water and he didn't have water, he called a neighbor and said, I just come home from church and they're already out on it. So we are blessed, and Chuck, thanks for bringing that up too. You know, we've got a lot of things to be thankful for. So anyway, with that, I'll entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Have a first and a second. Chuck first, Wayne second, or vice versa, however you want to do that. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion so carries. Thank you all.